What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. For those of you who haven't already been here, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the jungle. Yes, we are in the jungles of Costa Rica. I am in Puerto Viejo right now. I've been here for almost like 2 weeks, and I realized that the last time I made a video I was like, hey guys, selling all my stuff, going to Costa Rica, see ya, and then never proceeded to record a video. And you guys aren't even gonna see this video until I'm back from Costa Rica, so it's been a while. Hello. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what the heck has been going on the last few weeks. Before I came to Costa Rica, I was in LA, and so I haven't been home in like almost 3 weeks now, and I thought that I would kind of just talk about like my experience so far, what I'm kind of going through, what I've been going through, and the reason that I'm in Costa Rica, the reason that I am so blessed to be in Costa Rica is because I'm taking my 300-hour yoga teacher training here. I'm doing this training through Passion Yoga School, and I found it on Instagram actually, so I will leave their link down below and you guys can check out their website. I know that they do 200-hour, they do prenatal yoga, they do a ton of different trainings, and so I totally suggest if you are looking into getting your teacher training and you want to be in some sort of area like the jungle. You hear a lot of creepy things in the jungle, like I keep hearing. Anyway, I definitely will talk a little bit more about the school itself in another video. However, this video, I just kind of wanted to decompress a little bit. I feel like I've been going through so much since I left home, and so I thought that I would kind of share that with you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, keep watching. I left for Costa Rica on June 21st, and my school started the 23rd. So the first few days, I just met up with some of the girls who were for my training. We found each other on Facebook, and we met up, and we all came down here together to Puerto Viejo. It's a little bit farther than the main city that I flew into. And literally day one, you guys, like I was already in some stuff. Like I was supposed to fly into San Jose, and I did fly into San Jose, but there was a little bump in the road. So we're flying into San Jose. I'd been flying all day long. I flew into Mexico for a few hours. I had a layover there. Didn't leave LA until like 1 o'clock. Pretty sure around 8 or 9 I was still in the airport in Mexico. And so then I hopped on a plane at 9:50, so like 10 o'clock, and I was supposed to just go from Mexico to San Jose. And I'm in the air, and it says, like, I don't know if you've ever been on an international flight before, but if you've ever been on an international flight, they give you like a little map so that you can kind of see where you are. So I turned that map on and I was like, cool, we've got about 20 minutes until we land, super excited. And about 20 minutes later, we're still circling around the air. And I'm like, what is going on? Mind you, the whole time we're circling around, I'm pretty much watching all of these lightning storms happening around me. And it was insane. Like being above the clouds and seeing lightning throughout like the sky was just, it was mind-blowing. So at first I thought that that was like the reason why we hadn't really landed yet. So I'm like, okay, I go back on the maps, and it said that we had changed our destination to Panama. And I was like, what the heck? Like they hadn't made an announcement yet. There are things crawling all over me. I don't know if I didn't put my second dose of bug spray on, and there are things crawling all over me. So I'm gonna try and get through this video. But anyway, so we're like flying through the air, I'm seeing all these lightning storms, and so I'm assuming, okay, that's why we're not landing. I finally make an announcement, and they're like, we have to land into Panama because San Jose was too foggy to land in. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to spend my night in Panama. The girls that I was meeting from Facebook, like they were already waiting for me at this hostel. So I was just like, oh gosh, like in that moment, it was just like, there's nothing I can do. Literally nothing I can do. So I felt like that was just like a moment of like, you know those moments where you like find yourself and you're like, I'm not in control all of the time, you know? Like I feel like we try and be in control all the time, and that was one of those moments where I definitely was not in control. So I call my family, I let them know what's going on. Long story short, we finally make it to San Jose. Then I didn't even go to the right hostel. I like went to a hostel that was on the total other side of town. So that was another lesson in your first time traveling solo type thing. And so yeah, it was great. I feel like it was just such a good learning experience. Like I feel like it really just like humbled me, because I had already kind of like mentally prepared myself for like, you know, don't have any expectations. That was like one of the things that I was really adamant about before I got here, was like, don't have any expectations with anything. Like just allow, you guys, I'm literally getting eaten alive out here. Anyway, in my head, I'm just thinking like, I have to allow whatever happens to just happen. So fast forward to like when we get here, we finally get to Puerto Viejo. I think it was the Saturday, so I got there on like a Friday. So we stayed in the hostel, met up with the girls, got to like explore the town a little bit, and then we took a shuttle up to our actual like spot, and we're like in the jungle. Like, let me see if I can show you guys a little bit of this. We are like seriously in the jungle. Like, we came from the town of Puerto Viejo and we came down this road, and it's about like, I'd want to say like a 20-minute shuttle ride to this actual spot. But we like, even as we were driving up here, I was thinking like, we're really in this. Like, we are dead center in the jungle. And so that was kind of like a whoa. Like, for some reason I just kind of thought that we would be by the beach, which was totally fine. Like, I love how secluded the space is. And literally the minute that I got to Puerto Viejo, like, San Jose is kind of like a city, and Puerto Viejo is like, it's kind of like a smaller town. And so for me, I felt way more grounded and way more held in Puerto Viejo than I did when we were in San Jose. The minute I got to Puerto Viejo, it was like I could breathe. Like, I was like, okay, like, I'm not even at the place that we're staying yet, and I feel so much better. And so, yeah, fast forward to when we got to the farm. I'm staying on a permaculture farm. So for those of you who don't know, it is like a zero waste, super, super conscious farm, essentially. And so basically, like, what that means is like, my house that I'm staying in is a container home. So if you've seen like containers that they ship like huge things like across the ocean or like across different countries, like if you've seen like those huge containers, and I'm sure you guys have heard about like people making the containers into homes, well, we're in that style. So we have a container home, and I've got a roommate, so we're bunking it. I'm like going back to 1995 and I'm bunking it. I say that because me and my brother had bunk beds, so we're bunking it, and it's really awesome. And then our toilet is a dry toilet. So for those of you who have never experienced a dry toilet, basically we are using the bathroom in these buckets, and then we have like another bucket next to us, and it's like sawdust. So instead of using water, you're actually putting sawdust over your waste, and then you put your toilet paper in a different, like a trash can type thing. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like, I wasn't really like expecting that. Like, I didn't really know what permaculture meant, and like, I didn't really want to look anything up about Costa Rica because I really just wanted to like fully experience it. Like, I feel like old me would have just like flooded my mind with like all of these things that like Costa Rica could be, and like look up a bunch of different things about Costa Rica. And I mean, I looked up like the basic things that you need to know, like what animals do I need to look out for, like what insects are deadly and harmless, like little things like that. And like, I kind of watched some YouTube videos about like how to travel lightly and how to like travel if you're going on a super long trip, things like that. But I didn't necessarily look into Costa Rica. And I feel like that's just the way that I want to travel, just because I fully want to experience things. Like, if I didn't have maps, if I didn't have YouTube, like, what would I have, right? Just my full experience. So I could listen to other people's perceptions about it. You know, I could take stuff like that in, but personally, I just wanted to fully immerse myself in this experience. And so I'm so glad that I did that, because I had no expectations coming here at all, and any that I would have had, it totally 100% exceeded my expectations, like day one. And so yeah, we have the dry toilets, and then we have our shower next door, and it's all cold water, which is another thing that I didn't expect. But I don't mind it. Like, once I get in the water, it feels pretty good. Like, I actually prefer cold showers now, I feel like. Granted, it'd be nice to like have a bath or something. It's a standing shower, so it'd be nice to have a bath, but like, that's just me being like picky. All of our food is organic, and we have 3 meals a day prepared for us, which is so awesome. Like, I can't even tell you guys how much I just feel so like taken care of and so held. And the first day, like, everything was just so like divine. Like, even when I was going through that like hard time when we were like trying to land the plane and stuff, when I was still like on the way over here, I just knew, like, something just kept telling me like, this trip is gonna be divine, this trip is gonna be divine. And like, getting here, it was just everything I could have ever wanted. And that's why I haven't really recorded anything or like kind of done videos at all. Like I said, you guys won't even see this until I get back. But the reason that I wanted to do that was because the minute I got here, I knew that this trip was for me. I knew that anything that I could share would not even begin to describe the beauty that is this place. Wouldn't be able to explain the intention that has went into this farm, that has went into this school. And I knew at the minute that I met my teachers and we started first having our lectures, I just felt so heard. I've never really had like teachers care so much. I've never really felt such intention behind everything. And so this is the first time that I'm really like on a schedule again. I didn't really have like a schedule at home. like as far as like a strict schedule, and then I like quit going to school last year or the year before, so I haven't really had like a schedule in a long time. So basically what we do is we wake up for yoga. That's the first thing that we do. We get taught by one of our teachers. We go to yoga. After yoga, we go enjoy our breakfast. After breakfast, we go for about a 4-hour lecture on the platform. After that, we go and enjoy our lunch. We have about a 3-hour lunch, which is really awesome. It gives you time to like nap, to recoup, to kind of digest everything that we're learning. And then after that, we go to our practicum, which is where we teach, because we're already teachers. Basically, like how this yoga teacher training works is you have a 200-hour first, and that's just like the basic postures. Like you're starting to get like the basic anatomy down, you're starting to understand like what the different poses are, and then you build your foundation on that. And then you go to your 300-hour training, which is like the advanced asana, the advanced anatomy, the advanced spiritual science. And so yeah, so we're teachers already, so a lot of us are really comfortable, and so we get to teach each other, which is really awesome. And then we have our dinner, and then after our dinner we have another 2-hour lecture, and then after our 2-hour lecture we have a 45-minute meditation. So we go from 9:15 meditation to literally the next morning after breakfast we're in silence. So I didn't really expect that much silence. And then it gets even deeper because we have our 4th week. I'm here for 5 weeks in the training. And our 4th week, we have 6 days in complete silence. And that was definitely something that wasn't mentioned. And so when I first heard that on day 1, I was just like, there were no words. Like, I was like, I like to talk a lot. So I wasn't sure how the whole silence thing was gonna ring with me. But the more that I've kind of experienced silence from like the time that we're done meditating till the morning, it's very soothing. I'm from the city, I'm from Albuquerque, so being just fully immersed in nature and just hearing the sounds of nature all the time is so soothing to me. Like I feel so grounded. And yesterday was like kind of a hard day for me, and so I literally just went out into nature and I just started crying. Literally like holding onto this tree, and I was just crying. So with all of that being said, I'm sure you can imagine the full immersion that this school really is. Everything I could have wanted into one school. And so when I got here, that was kind of the only like expectation that I had, was just knowing the modules that I was taking. And like I said, this experience so far has just been so magical. Like right now, I'm filming today, and this is week 2. We are on the 3rd day of week 2. And last week I kind of had a down day, and I was going to record it and share that with you guys, but like I said, something about this experience is just reminding me that this one is just for me. I feel like I share so much of my life on my social media, I share so much of my life with you guys here on YouTube, and this one is for me. And I don't feel the pressure to do anything. I don't feel the pressure to record. I don't feel the pressure to like share my life. I don't even have service, and like usually you have to like pay for like a package to like go out of the country. I didn't pay for that. So unless I have Wi-Fi, which we don't here at the farm, I'm literally just here and I'm fully present. And so all of the tools that we're being given here to help us process all of that is so interesting to me. Like, it's tools that I've already known, you know, asana, yoga practice, meditation, pranayama, which is like breathing techniques. I've already known some of those, but to like really have to use those every single day while I'm processing all of this information is so beautiful. And you know, I've used these tools throughout the last few years to kind of just like help me grow in my practice. I've grown so much as a person since I've started using these tools, but to really use these tools in the middle of the jungle where I don't have family, I don't have friends, I don't have anything familiar around me, everything feels so familiar. Like, it's like the earth just welcomed me here and was like, I'm in this state of just remembering. And for those of you guys who are on a spiritual path, I think that silence and meditation is so important. I think that being able to be with your mind and completely digest your life is so important. And so I'm not afraid of the silence. I'm not afraid of myself, which is something that I couldn't say at the beginning of this year. But it's something that I've worked towards. And, you know, some days are heavy. Some days the whole sadhana, my whole group of girls, we are all so heavy. We're all processing so much. But I feel so seen and so heard by every single one of my sisters. I got bit hard. Oh, that was a good one. I'm like getting all deep and then I just get bit. I'm like, okay. Ow, okay. Anyways, I just feel so seen and I feel so heard. One of the days that I was feeling really heavy and I was just like crying super hard, one of the girls from my sadhana, from my group, she came up to me and she just knew. I didn't really cry in front of anybody. I'd like taken my time to like cry and process. But intuitively, I think that she just felt like something was off. And she goes by like our space that we're eating at and she picks a flower and she comes up to me and she just gives it to me and smiles. And the sincerity and the integrity of the women that I'm surrounded by is overwhelming. And it's such an amazing reflection of the intention that I put into my healing and into my life. And before I even came here, I was like, well, I'm going to be with a lot of other teachers. And I feel like in the past, I would have wanted to hide away. I would have wanted to hide my light. I would have wanted to just feel like, oh, you know, I'm worried I'm going to be with other teachers and they're going to be better at me at some things. And, you know, I hadn't really been teaching before I left. So it was like, you know, a lot of fears could have come out of that. But instead, I chose to stand in my power and to remember that all of us are here bringing different gifts. All of us are here shining different lights. And it's so humbling. It's so humbling to be with other women who, you know, if I'm crying or if I'm having a down day, they're here for me and they want to know what's going on. And I have these teachers that are full of support and full of love. And it's the first time that I've been around a group of women that have just showed me unconditional love. And it's such a beautiful reflection of the unconditional love that I have within myself. I've been able to see so many mirrors of myself that have just been brought to the light. The way that we've come together and the way that we've just held each other and the way that we've held space for each other is so beautiful. And it really reminds me of the amazing teacher and the amazing person that I am. And so that's why I haven't really shared this experience, because it's been very raw. It's been a very big mirror as to who I am. And I'm just so thankful. Every time I sit down to journal, I always like end or start or in the middle of talk about how thankful I am to just be here and to be experiencing this. And I just feel so at peace. I feel so just grounded. And sometimes I can't even like think about what my life in the city is like, or, you know, going back to the city. I'm like, I want to be here right now. I want to be held. I feel intuitively like there's more consciousness coming to Albuquerque, and I want to be a part of that wave. I want to be a part of that experience. I want to help usher in all of this light that's coming. But the only way that I was able to fully do that is by taking this time to fill my cup, because I'm very much the person that likes to extend myself to so many people. I want to be here for this person. I want to be here for this person. I want to be here for that person. And this trip is really reminding me that I need to be here for myself and that I need to take the time for myself. I need to remember to fill my own cup. And so that's what I'm doing here. So if you want to be a part of this experience, or you want to see some more videos, I will be posting as much as I can, as much as I feel guided to. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for keeping up. I've linked all of my social media down below as always. So I would love to get interactive with you. I would love to just create this community of people around me. I feel like I'm coming more into myself, and I want to share more of that. I want to be more open and more transparent, as if I'm not already. Those of you guys that like follow me on Instagram, my captions are like 10 years long, and I am so okay with that. For a while I was like, am I posting too much? Am I sharing too much? But I'm really just learning that I'm not too much. I'm just enough. I'm perfect. And what I choose to share is so from my heart, and it's from this beautiful space that I'm creating. And so if that's something that interested you, like I said, I left everything down below. So get in touch with me, get interactive with me, hit that little like and subscribe button if you want to follow my journey. Bye guys.